All right, so we are going to talk about your Slack settings, and this is a super unsexy topic. You don't even think about looking in here, right? Because they're just, the default's fine, it works. I got other things to work on. And that's fine, that's great. But what if you wanted to optimize your Slack for your organization? And so that's exactly what we're going to do today for my personal community, Pythoness Network. It is in the making, and it's been a long time coming just for my own co-working sessions with my clients and my friends. And this is what it's going to be. So first things first, you'll see here, if you go to your Slack, so your Slack /admin/settings is going to be the top here. We have all of these fun administrative settings that what do we do with? And we're going to kind of go through those together. This might take some time, but I wanted to go through them for the first time for this brand new organization with you in tow. Let's go. So let's get started here. I don't need this bottom bar actually, but sure. Da 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 da. We're at our settings. First things first, we have our free trial is going to expire today. That's good. That's actually what I want. I am only going to be using the free version for my network for right now. And I have a couple secret gems on how to kind of get past that. One being just for each channel, like I'm only going to have like a certain number of channels for more like concise talking points. And then there will be a kind of like a picture with alt text of like, the channel rules and regulations. And there will be an admin reminder every 3 months to keep that updated. And then in that time, if there's any like good tidbits, good bits of information, we'll put that on an external resource document that I'll probably hand code, keep it really simple, do MD. We won't even get into that. We'll get into all that later. But for right now, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I want. I want my Slack Pro to expire so people can't get used to like the canvases and the huddles and all of that, which are good features from Slack, but like they're not always needed for everybody. And when you have kind of more of like this free tier, you don't have to worry about the number of people in your group either because you're not getting charged per person. So just some fun facts here. So there are going to be some settings that we're just not even going to need to look at really because we're in this free tier. And that's what I'm looking for. But I would highly encourage you watching to look through your settings. If you are an admin, you do have those settings, look at them, see how you can optimize it for your organization because it's not hard. It's just a setting. So let's go in here. We want to see how this looks. So settings, permissions, authentication, attachments. That's all we got here. So we have joining the workspace, choose how people join your workspace by accepting an email invitation or signing up with an email address from an approved domain. If you enable the settings, okay, so basically for all these, we're just going to expand them, see what they look like. Allow invitations. Yeah. Perfect. Great. Save. That's what I would like. Actually, I also want to add my other domain. There we go. Save. Boom. So we can close that. Workspace language. It's going to be English. Save. That is the language I know. Default channels. And so here is choose the channels new members will automatically be added in. I'm actually going to edit that later, so I'm going to make a note. But this would be a great place for you to add all of your default channels, especially if you are especially like a mid-level enterprise organization. Please, for the love of God, your new hires need you to add them to all of the default channels, right? So make sure that this gets updated all the time. And that's, again, part of the reason why I'm setting this up on the free tier. So I'm getting in the habit of updating all of this stuff every quarter. Every 3 months is very doable if you make it a priority. So it just, yeah. But I am going to update that once I set up my channels, and then we'll add all of them here. Display name guidelines, default guidelines, custom guidelines. We'll just do default for now, but we can update these, make them very custom, cool. Name display. I like full names. Some people don't though, so I'll leave that the default. Choose whether display members' email addresses in their Slack profiles. I am going to turn this on for members and guests and external organizations. External organizations is a pro feature, so you don't really need to have that set, but whatever. Because emails are good. I do want pronouns, so we'll turn that on. Choose whether members can use GIFs in their messages. I did already turn that on, so that is on. Slack Connect member profiles. So this is if somebody from my organization is added to an external account, and again, that's not going to happen because it's a free account, but let's just think for half a second and say oh, let's play pretend. What information should be visible to people outside? So someone's coming in. Oh, I'm sorry. Basic info. I think standard work details is fine for that. We'll do save. Without saving. Do not disturb. Automatically disable notifications. This is a great feature, especially for organizations. So you can set literal do not disturb hours for the entire workspace. People can override it, but they are automatically set in. So for this sort of organization, I am going to start it at 9 p.m. and we'll start them back up at 9 a.m. Just because that's it's not that serious. This is just a social media hangout spot. It's not that serious, right? But that might be different for your organization. Or if you want to encourage people to actually rest in the evening, you can kind of pre-do that for them. So I have this turned off already, but I think this is on as a default. So the channel join and leave messages. So what happens is, especially for those default channels, if you want to be noticed of if somebody leaves the channel in the thread, then you can keep that checked. But I find that really distracting and unhelpful, so I just leave it unchecked because it's silly. So I don't have any workflows right now, but I do allow, I guess a manager needs to export it. Notify new users. Choose whether your members are notified when new people join the team. I'm going to keep that off for now. just because I don't know what I want my like onboarding process to quite look like. So we're gonna just keep that off, allow people to kind of lurk for a little bit if they want, without being like automatically called out and be like, oh, this person's brand new, you know. Sometimes that can be good, sometimes that can be a little distracting. Third-party call providers, I don't have to worry about that. Canvases. The nice thing about Canvases, if you do have Pro, is you can see like version history and all that. Canvas printing, sure. And again, the Canvas don't really have to worry about because it's not going to be a feature after today in my Slack. So, but we're just going through all these. We're almost at the fun stuff, I promise. Okay, so Canvas sharing, we're gonna just keep that. Update messages, we'll keep that. I do want to prompt users to get the mobile app because that is pretty good. Data retention. Choose to automatically delete data after a set amount of time. So unfortunately, because I'm not going to be a pro payer for this, all of the data retention is automatically going to be set to that 3-month limit for everything. So this isn't going to really matter, but you can kind of toggle those if you are doing pro. So if you want like a private channel, for example, if you want to like set like, oh, I want all private channels, so just like don't even worry about it. Like those are just like little blips in the, I don't know, lots of stuff you could do there. Close, file history. Same with this. I'm going to keep it all to keep it all. In the off chance I do pay for Pro in the future, I'll be able to probably retrieve those messages. So we'll keep it at all for now. Canvas and list history. We'll keep it all. Now, this is the fun part. So now this is the workplace icon. This is the icon that's going to go in the top like right hand corner of your Slack profile, right? So we want this to be a kind of small, think more like favicon type icon for your team, because when you go into Slack and you see like right now it's just this like defaulted PN, which is just Pythoness Network, and I want it to look like this. This is the Pythoness Network logo. This is my other test Slack. But we want to update this logo here. It will not let me go back. That's funny. That's okay. We don't need to open that right now. Okay. So we want to update that logo. So we're going to set the icon. It's going to say, these are what it needs to be. So we're going to browse. I'm going to pull it up from my icon here. We'll upload that. Okay. Let's try. Boom. So like you see how that looks just, so much better. So this is now customized and just a little bit nicer. So we're gonna actually go back to our admin settings before we really get into the customization, but we're gonna keep going here for a second. So we now have a workplace icon. Hell yeah. This is where you can also update your name or the URL. So Pythoness Network is fine still for me. You can also delete it here if you need. Now, let's see. Lists, I think, are still allowed on the free version, so we'll just keep that enabled. Owners can share. No, we'll keep that off. Everybody can share. Why not? It's about sharing of resources for my group especially, but your group and your organization is going to be totally different. So you may want to limit sharing, right? You're like, please don't share any of this information. This is for work. So external file, thumbnail previews, if you want, sure. What will happen is just like if you were to like send it in an email, you'll get that like little frame that has like a preview of like the document or whatever. App link previews, this is their current thing that they're working on. So let's try it. Detailed preview, compact. We'll do detailed. Detail's good. Save. Okay, so that was page 1. It is not going to take you this long every time. Once it's set up the first time, you're usually fine, but it takes about 30 minutes. It's okay. Messaging, set a warning. I'm going to say always because a lot of people that may be using this may not be used to the Slack culture. So I think that we'll keep that as always until it annoys me. Invitations. By default, any member can invite new people to your workspace. That is fine for me. Slack Connect discoverability. Choose who can see members' names and that they are using Slack before connecting. Sure. I don't know. And so you can see that some of these settings do have that pro toggle too. So they're like a little bit more clear about that. Canvas is in Slack Connect. Fine. App link previews. We'll still do the detailed preview. Invitation acceptance for new Slack Connect channels. Members that are already in a Slack Connect channel together can automatically be added to new channels. Okay, I don't know what that means. File uploads, sure. Enable it, sure. Again, this is not going to have Slack Connect. You know what? Now that I'm seeing all this, like, are lists and I guess maybe canvases are still a freebie thing? I didn't think so. Well, maybe it is. Oh yeah, hell yeah. I actually kind of like the canvases. All right, we'll play with that then. So let's do that later and focus. So we have Slack Connect again. We're going to just keep everything kind of defaulted for right now. Is fine. Profile customization. Default is fine. Workspace analytics. Everyone can see it. Slack bot responses. So this is kind of fun if you want to play with these a little bit here. You can create Slack bot like auto responses like right away. Like, oh, you used the word XYZ. Did you mean to use the word this? Per like a new, policy change or something, or I don't know. Lots of stuff you could do there. Let's see. Everyone can, sure, start workflows. Workflow builder users can use webhooks. Go for it. Absolutely. Oh, that's old. Channel email addresses. That's pretty cool. All right, so now we're off to authentication. Your organization might be able to do like single sign-on and all sorts of cool stuff from this page, depending on the package of Slack that you have at your organization. So definitely look at the settings there. Attachments, boom, that's it, and that's it. And that's kind of like if it's blocked, it'll start appearing, and you can change some of those settings. Okay, cool. So now we're gonna go to the customize. So account customize. And so this is where we can have a little bit of real fun. I know, fun. So we already did the workplace icon on this page. But if you have an organization that you want to have, like, let's say you have an e-commerce store and any sort of like Zendesk ticket that you get in, you want to just automatically add that to a new channel, automatically add those two teams. Like you have an automation already set up for that, but you want to make sure that prefixes are added, so it's like ticket number whatever, I don't know, there's a lot of stuff you can do. For now we're gonna just keep these off. I don't have any prefixes yet, but I'm gonna work on that next, so we're gonna just keep that off. Statuses is a fun way to customize your workspace as well. So you can tell, like, these are the default suggested statuses, and I hate these, so I'm going to show you what I like to do. And so this is where you can like really create that culture right away in your Slack. So in my Slack here, when I click on my status and to update my status, I have these, and this is to help other people know, like, what is my energy level today? Or if I have like, I'm focus mode, my head is down. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just grab these and update them. Whoop, whoop, whoop. On this. So for the first one, I think I like the focus mode. I think I had the arrow down. No, I haven't. Okay, focus mode. Let that for an hour, and then this is like a lunch. So a sandwich. And that will be another hour. This is a thunderstorm. This is for a low energy day. And that's going to be for the whole day. Average energy day is partly cloudy. This is like my default. And then, let's spell average right. Average. Yeah, no, that's correct. And then higher energy day. Notice how I didn't call it a good energy day. I called it a higher energy day. That's deliberate. All right, and then save those. Yay! And so now when I go into my Slack for the Pythoness Network, oh, I lost my screen. That's fine. We'll just keep it going. So now the statuses are updated. Our workplace icon is updated. And now you can add some custom emojis to your workspace. So the cool thing about Slack is that it automatically will give you these like one-click reactions. And so this is another really, really great spot where you can create the culture in your Slack. So if there's like a specific, so this one, for example, it would probably be a heart. We could do new emoji available. Cute. I like those. What other ones do you guys have? Emoji Deluxe. Oh, there's more. Add custom emoji. Add alias. Add an alias for an existing emoji. Oh, I see. So like this one, I want to be called green check mark, and I can do that. Save. Cute. And so this is where you can add any custom emojis. So if you wanted to add your own little GIF or your own little emoji, I'm trying to see if I have a good like, no, not really. So I have this like Pythoness. Perfect. So you can add custom emojis too, which is really fun. And I want to also update these. These are just like, again, the default like settings for your we'll keep it at that for right now. Cute. All right, that's it. And so now our Pythoness network looks and feels a little bit more how we want it to. And so now I'm going to create a single canvas for each of the channels, and we'll keep that updated every 3 months. Now that we know that I can have a canvas on the free, that was new information I learned. I'm very excited about that. So I'll keep you updated, keep you posted, and you need to let me know how these just like simple little settings and updates make you feel a little bit more in control of your Slack organization. So thank you for watching. Enjoy, and thank you for staying this far. Here's some confetti. You earned it.